Welcome back. In Tallinn, it's somewhat of a stalemate, isn't it? At half-time, it's Estonia 0, Scotland 0. And as the players walked off for half-time, Steve Lee grabbed a word with the Scotland manager, Craig Brown.
Well, Craig, a fairly untidy first half, but you might have nicked it right at the end there a goal.
Yeah, we had a chance, but we've played poorly, I've got to admit. We can do a lot better. Hopefully downwind in the second half you'll see an improvement.
OK, what are you going to say to them at half-time?
Well, certainly say to them to get the pace stepped up a bit, to get the ball forward earlier. Watch we don't go offside with the following wind and get some shots on target from decent range. We've not had a shot in the goal worthwhile at all in the first half.
With me in the studio are Pat Nevin and Tom Boyd. Pat, it's been hard work for Scotland, hasn't it?
It has been hard work. I feel sorry for them in many ways. I mean, they're playing away from home. You expect teams to come at you. I don't really feel as if the Estonians have came at Scotland at all. You know, they're starting in really deep and huge numbers. They've not gave Scotland much space. They've came a long way as a nation, but you know, they need to win today to get through the European Championships as the second team in the group, and they're not coming out that much.
That's what's hard to understand for a home side, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. It's very disappointing as a spectacle, but I think Estonia really, as Pat says, they have to come out to finish second. They have to come out and get the victory. We've, you know, went along. You know, the way we've been playing has been very poor. But you know, I think for us, we need a victory as well to secure that second place. A draw will do us, but I think we need a victory.
Estonia did have one chance, probably their only chance, but thanks to Neil Sutherland, that was
good movement actually. Reen, however you pronounce it, great movement. He's a good little player. Gets not very much of the ball, but it's a defence-blocking pass. I have to say that very good goalkeeping, very brave goalkeeping there by Neil Sullivan, but very square at the back of the Scottish defence, and David Weir shouldn't have let the player run off him, and Colin Hendry maybe should have given him a little bit of cover, but you would know more about that, Tom.
Yeah, I've been in that situation before many a time. I would imagine just get caught ball watching there a little bit. It's an excellent run and an excellent pass, excellent time, and I think that Neil was on his toes there.
We could have nicked one just before, right at the break, couldn't we?
Yeah, it was an excellent move. It's the first, I think, decent move we've had in the entire first half. Don Hutchison played the ball through to Billy Dodds, so really I think we'd be disappointed that he hadn't scored there.
Did the keeper do well here, or was it Dodds should have done better?
Yeah, I think the keeper's done exceptionally well. He stood up there, which I think in the days teaching of keepers, they tell them to try and stand up as long as they can, and he certainly did that.
Pat, very negative tactics by the home side, which always seems to be so many players behind the ball.
Yeah, I mean, many times in smaller nations, international football, it tends to happen, you know, and I suppose it's easy to, as I say, to applaud them and say, oh, you know, you've done well, but this is a great example of it. Scotland trying to get forward, and as the ball breaks down here, and you freeze it just here, you look, they've got 8 behind the ball, and that was constant all the way through the first half. What they'll do from here, I don't know, we've got it here, but they'll probably turn around and stump the ball. If not this time, then the next time. They've turned the ball usually up front. Yeah, exactly what they've done. They've got 2 quickies up front, and they just go and chase it. There's not football being played there. What they're quite simply doing is defending the numbers, hoofing the ball along, and holding a couple of quickies to go and get the odd little scrap. And it's not great football to watch that. It's at top international level. You know, it's no fun at all. And I think it's very hard for the Scottish players. I feel very sorry for the Scottish forwards. They're not getting much space at all. They're defending in depth. It's not the widest park in the world, but these players will get tired after a while, and if they get tired, a little bit of space develops, and I think Scotland are good enough to make more chances.
Let's hope so, and let's hope that things improve in the second half. Scotland against Estonia coming up in a few minutes. See you then. Winner takes all. That's 7 o'clock, live and exclusive, here on Channel 5. Tom, we were talking before the break about the negative tactics of Estonia. How do you combat them?
Basically trying to get more width into the game. I don't think we've used Alan Johnson enough. He's been in and out of the game a little bit. More balls on your feet. I think we've probably developed the ball too long. Try to play from the back through to Don and trying to rely on his aerial ability. I think we've got to try and play it on your feet. I mean, the one chance we did was the ball on Don's feet. So if we can do that more, I think we'll get a better chance of opening them up.
Johnson had one moment of magic, but that's been about it from him, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, he gets the ball here, and he's very confident ball, slips past the first one very easily. Second player, third player, and takes another one out of the game, and you'll notice there's still a huge amount of blue shirts around there. And granted, they're closing down very well, but there's just no space there because they are defending these numbers. The big temptation must be for Craig to change it now. You know, if he wants to go for a win, I mean, does he want to go for a win? A draw's probably good enough. But if he really wants to go for a win, the temptation would be to bring on McCann And I would suggest probably keeping Johnson on as well, and really trying to manipulate that space.
Okay, well, we'll find out whether your prediction is going to be right a little bit later on. I just want to clear up one thing. What do you think, lads? We're not sure. Is this a penalty?
I was watching that. At the time I thought there must have been a whistle for something, because it's a very strange tackle from Colin there. Using his body very well, I thought, in terms of trying to block the ball, but yeah, it was a very strange incident, and I would imagine that there must have been some noise either for the crowd or from the referee.
Okay, it's time to rejoin our commentary team now, which is Billy McNeil, but first, Gary Bloom.
I think I'd just like to have seen Estonia come out from the start of the game and try to play open attacking football that they did in the second half. But I think obviously for the start, from the beginning of the two games, I think 4 points, I think they sell for that.
It definitely opened up in the second half, didn't he? Plenty of chances flying around. Dodds perhaps the best one for Scotland?
Yeah, it was a great chance. He's brilliant at this. He hangs on the shoulder of the last marker, and when it comes through, he's perfect positioning. I think he's probably slightly spooked by the fact that the keeper's having a great game. The keeper played really well all the way through.
He did, didn't he? And the Estonia chances, lucky I suppose in the end that we didn't give one away.
Yeah, they had 3 or 4 great chances, most of the one that I headed from in the 6-yard box. That was a tremendous save from Neil there. He performed exceptionally well as he has in both games. Just fortunate we had a man in the post there, John Collins as usual, and we got away with that one. But yeah, over the piece, I think it's our first clean sheet since I think the opening game of the campaign, so the defence will be happy and the goalkeeper will be happy.
Yeah, do you think Craig Brown will be happy?
Yeah, he'll be delighted with the result. I think that's what he stated he wanted from the opening of these 2 games that were coming up, and he's got them.
This was wonderful, wasn't it, Pat? It could have gone in about 7 times, right at the end.
Good old Scottish word of stramash in the end, but that was the one that came from that. But Scotland did put a bit of pressure on. I think that was probably quite an easy one for Poom, but all the way through the game he looked very, very strong, he looked very, very confident, and anything thrown in the box high, and he's a decent keeper. Craig
wanted 4 points out of the 2 games. That's exactly what he's got.
He suggested this morning he was getting a little bit greedy wanting the 6, but really 2 games away from home, 4 points out of 6, 2 games at home to finish second in the table gives us a chance to get to the playoff qualifier. So, happy with it.
And in a word, will you get there?
Very confident, Scotland. Very confident.
Great stuff. Well, my thanks to both Pat Nevin and Tom Boyd for watching with us this evening. And if you didn't know, that wasn't the end of football here on 5 tonight.